Okay, so let's take a look at how to create a line of best fit. So to do this, I already have my data set here. We have 6 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, we have 5 pairs. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use the standard formula that we used before for slope, which is right here. Sort of already put it together to calculate this. So in order to get this formula figured out here, what we're going to do here is we are going to need to start by finding our x bar and our y bar, our xy, our sum of x or sum of x squared, and then that will give us everything that we need in order to find this formula here to calculate it. Okay, so let's get started here. So I'm going to click equals sum, bracket, all the x's. Sum of all the y's. We're going to need the xy's. We're going to need the x squared, and that's it. Okay, so to get the xy's, just multiply the two values. So equals b5 times c5. Scroll it down. And I'm just going to take the sum over to. I'm also going to bold this here, so I'm going to click on that whole row. Click bold, just so we know what that is. Then we're going to take x, and we're going to want to square each one. And voila. Okay, so next let's look at the formula. We have n times xy minus, actually what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to copy this and just try to put this in here like that. There we go. So what we have here is we want n times xy. So I'm going to call this n times the sum of xy minus the sum of x times the sum of y. So that's just the numerator there. And what I'll do here is I'll just merge and center all these guys here. So it's like that. And then this column here, I'll merge and center that too. I'm just going to call this n times the sum of x squared minus the sum of x squared. So I'm going to do the numerator separately, the denominator separately, and then we'll figure it out from there. And that will give us our a value. Okay, so to do that here, we are going to equals, our n is 5, bracket, sum of xy, which is right here, minus, bracket, the sum of x times the sum of y. So the cell here, hit that star button, the cell here. Voila. So when this comes up, it means you did something wrong. So it's going to try to fix it for us. Let's just see if that, does that make sense? We went 5 times d10, which is this one here. Okay, that's right. Minus b10 times c10. Perfect. Okay, so that's our numerator. Then our denominator here is going to equal. So I'll put a bracket here. You don't have to start with one, but 5 times the sum of x squared, which is like that, minus, I'm going to put a bracket again, the sum of x squared. Then to get our a value here, we're just going to divide the numerator by the denominator, and voila, we get 0.7865. Now we need our b value. Now in order to find the b value, what I'm going to need here is I'm actually going to need, in addition to this here, the x bar and the y bar. So I can put these over here, x bar, y bar, that just means x mean and y mean. So the x bar equals 54 over 5, or you can click equals average and then highlight all the cells. And then for the y bar, we're just going to take the sum of y divided by 5. Voila. So now we have that. Okay, so what is the formula for figuring out the y-intercept, the b value? If you can recall from before, it is simply put going to be y minus mx. So we're going to take our y bar here. So just in case you don't remember this here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go y minus mx. That's how we get the slope. So we're going to go y, or I guess if you want, you could say y bar minus mx bar. So y bar minus the slope times x bar. So we're going to say equals y bar minus slope, which is our a. So I was calling it m, I should have been calling it a. And we get 8.3, like so. So that should be a. Forgot that we call our slope a in Unit 2. Okay, so now that we have that, we're ready to create our equation. Our equation here, I'll do it right here, y equals 0.79 x plus 8.30. Now, if you struggle with how I actually went about rounding there, again, a trick I talked about in some of the other videos, you can just take it over using this button here, click it, and then it will give you those values here. Oops, let's double click that there. Nope, so I don't want to do that for us. So, origin center, there we go. And there's your equation. That's the equation. Oops. Now, a trick for finding this is what we could have done is we could have taken the data and we could have calculated it as a scatter plot and gotten a line of best fit. There is one that gives us this. It's this one here. Does this go to the equation? No. One of them does. Yeah, you can see right there. It gives us the equation there. And it also even gives you the correlation coefficient. So that's pretty close to what we have. So that's a little trick there, but on the ISP for data management anyways, you'll want to show your work like how we did it in the course, and that's essentially how you do it. All right, thanks.